your habits. How important are your habits in your life? Do you have habits that are supporting you, or maybe not so much? Do you have habits that are holding you back, right? And so who else talks about habits? Well, all the great thought thinkers, right? Maxwell talks about habits, right? John Maxwell says if you want to change your life, you got to change something that you do on a daily basis. How about Stephen Covey, right? He wrote the entire book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I think it's all about our habits in our lives, right? Darren Hardy, he's got a book out. Jeff Olson, there's a lot of people that have talked about habits. So we're just going to spend 2-3 minutes to talk about habits. Oftentimes we have goals, we have dreams, we have things that we're pushing for, we have things that we're striving for, but then we have these things over here that are our negative habits. They're things that while we have intentions, like we have these great intentions to get ahead, they actually don't support our results, right? So what am I talking about? You have a goal and your goal is, hey, you know what? I want to be healthy and strong so I can play with my kids, so I can get the best out of life, so I can just live more full, so I can be more effective in my business and in my relationships and everything else I'm doing, right? And somehow you always get in a position to where it's, time has been going and you're hungry, and you're not just a little hungry, you are like hungry, right? And somehow your car always veers to a drive-thru, right? So if you have health goals of looking a certain way or having your health in a certain level of peak state, let's call it, those are habits that we would want to look at so we can change, so that we can say, hey, you know what? If my goal is, to be at my ideal weight, or to be at my ideal, blood pressure, or, cholesterol count, or whatever it is for you, like, hey, I want to be physically fit. I want to be strong. I want to be healthy. I want to have the energy, the endurance, the stamina, the vitality. Then that type of a habit is not going to be a habit that supports you, right? Let's talk about our business. Oftentimes, being in network marketing, the evenings, the weekends, break time, that's prime time, right? That's like when you are in the game, or at least that's when you should be in the game, right? Where, you have the opportunity to make your connections, because most people that do network marketing, they're doing it part-time. And so the evenings and the weekends, that's the game time. But what a lot of us have a tendency to do is what everybody else does, which they get off of work, they want to go home and put their feet up, they need to have a good meal, maybe watch a little TV, watch a movie, something like that. And then before you know it, the night slips away from us. So we have to kind of take a minute sometimes, if we really have things that we want to accomplish in our life, if we really have dreams and goals and things that we're going for, and say, you know what, are my habits supporting me? Are my habits so strong that they're guaranteeing my success? Are they so strong that they're literally making my success inevitable? Now, I don't know about you, but perhaps you've had a time in your life where you see someone and they're doing something. They haven't arrived yet. They haven't got to the finish line, but you see them. Maybe it's somebody that you know in your team or in your company. And every time you look up, they're posting another picture on Facebook where they're out and they look like they're sharing what they have. They look like they're getting the word out. They look like they're totally making moves in their business. Anybody ever seen that? You see people that are constantly going after it. Or maybe you see someone that, they're not at their perfect peak health yet, but you always see them running around your neighborhood every single morning. They're running the block, right? They're out there exercising. They're out there moving. And you could just look at that person and say, you know what? Doesn't matter where they're at right now. Their habit literally guarantees their success. So we have to think about that for ourselves. If there's something that we want to change, what is that one thing? And what is a habit that we can put in place that will guarantee that we're going to succeed? Habits are so interesting because they weave the fabric of your life. They weave into a cord that becomes so strong, so thick, so, overbearing that cord can either pull you to your freedom or it can tie you in bondage if you decide to let it be a negative habit. So we got to think about what are the habits that we have. So a couple of things, 3 tips for implementing a new habit. You decide, okay, Summer, I'm ready to do this thing, right? And you know what? What do I want to do? I really want to get ahead in my business, or I want to get ahead in my health, or I want to make some changes in my relationships, or, whatever the case may be for you. Here's 3 things that you can do and apply that will help you get closer to the habits that you want to see take place in your life. Number 1, remove the barriers of things that are holding you back. If you know, hey, you know what? I really want to get ahead in my business, but every night when you come home, you just kind of have the same mode that you go into and you know you should be contacting some people you know, but haven't quite got there just yet. You know what? If that's you, you got to remove a barrier out of your way. Say, you know what? I will not go home tonight. I will sit in my car if I have to, and I will knock out 5 prospecting calls. Whatever it is for you. Decide what your habit is that you want to implement and that you're going to remove the barriers to your success. Number 2 is you want to plan ahead. Like, let's say someone has a health goal and their goal is to, get up and exercise before they even do the rest of their day. Well, you know what? When you wake up, first thing, roll right into your gym shoes. Like, just have that be the first thing that you do. Or perhaps, you have some goals in your business. Make it so that you're planned. Like, hey, you know what? I'm prospecting. I'm contacting some people I know. I'm going to work Facebook or work social media. This is the time that I have blocked out of my schedule, and that is what I will do. I'm going to turn off all the other distractions. I'm going to focus on what it is I need to do to get things moving forward. And that is number 2. Number 3 out of the 3 steps that you can use to implement and start creating new habits in your life that are good for you is you got to be accountable. We got to be accountable, right? Being accountable to ourselves is awesome, although most of the time we have a tendency to let our own self off the hook, right? We're like, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it later, whatever. So maybe you can get somebody else in your life that you can be accountable to. You can say, hey, you know what? These are my goals. These are my intentions. Here's what I've done. Will you please kind of report my numbers into you? Hey, can I text you and say, you know what? I made my 5 contacts today, or I made my prospect calls today, or I did whatever it is that you promised yourself to do, just so you have someone to be accountable to. So those are the tips for helping to create some new habits in your life. We know that habits are the key to your success. And if you just have habits that support you, that move you in the right direction, then literally they will make your success inevitable. One of the other things that I strongly believe will help you with your success is adding some additional skills to your tool belt. Here we are, we're all on social media. That's how we're communicating on this tonight, right? And social media is something that if we use it to our benefit, it can be another habit that you do in your daily disciplines that help push you to your success. What do I mean by that? I mean, there are people that use social media right now that help themselves build 6- and 7-figure businesses. Why? Because they're using it in a way, they're creating a habit in their life that will help them be successful in what it is that they want to do. So what am I talking about exactly? I'm talking about using social media as a billboard, using it as a platform that it actually is. So you can start attracting some people to you for what it is that you're offering, for your business, for your company, for your product. So if that's something that you would like to learn more about, you can click on the link that's listed in the description. And this is a special bonus training. This is something that will help you learn how to attract more prospects to you. It will help you learn how to create something to where it's not always you going after people. You actually have people that start going after you. I mean, imagine this. Here it is. You're sitting, in front of doing something. You wake up in the morning and you roll out of bed and you look at your phone and you're like, oh, I have prospects that want to know more about what it is that I'm doing. Like, how awesome is that, right? So if that's something you'd like to learn how to create in your life, how to put some habits in place that can help you with that, click on the link that's listed in the description and you'll get the bonus training that will help you start applying those things. And just remember that habits plus time equals results in your life. So if you're implementing habits, just make sure they're the habits that support you and grow the things that you want to see increase in your life, and take away the habits that are holding you back. Habits can either promote you or hold you back, and you have all the power to decide. So take care, my friends. Be blessed, and I will see y'all next time.
For more great training and to receive your free MP3 download on how to attract prospects using social media, the 4 essential elements to attracting prospects, visit summerjeronimo.com.